with the First Alert Radar Network. First just got faster. From the station that's on your side, this is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
New 911 call shedding some light on a shooting that hospitalized a Richmond County deputy and left another man dead in downtown Augusta.
I need police eyes had a gun pointed at me. I had a homeless person that was trying to get off my property, pulled a gun on me.
Richmond County Deputy Kenneth Mercer is still recovering from his injuries 4 days after that shooting on Ellis Street, not too far away from Farmhouse.
Tonight, we're getting a clearer picture of how that deadly shooting unfolded. Our Wrdw joins us live in the newsroom. So what did you learn after laying out the timeline of all of this, Will?
Well, it's chilling to listen to these calls. We learned that the suspect, Wrdw, was walking around pointing a gun at several people before deputies arrived. We also heard the chaotic moments after Deputy Mercer was shot. Take a listen to the several 911 calls and radio traffic between dispatchers and Richmond County deputies. On a perfect weekend in the heart of downtown Augusta, it was quiet and business as usual when Richmond County Dispatch received this call at 11:22 Saturday morning.
911, do you need police, fire, or ambulance?
I need police eyes had a gun pointed at me. I had a homeless person that was trying to get off my property, pulled a gun on me. He walked up, pulled the gun in my face. I mean, I thought he was going to shoot me.
This all happening behind a business at the corner of Ellis and 12th Street.
Yeah, he's here and he's armed.
Then, less than 45 seconds later,
911, do you need police, fire, or ambulance?
Police, please. I was walking out of my apartment and there's a man at the corner of the street with a gun. He seems out of his mind. He's yelling at me, acting as if I had interacted with him before. I have not. He had a gun. He pointed it at me and said, "I'm not going to shoot you." And he said, "You were talking to him." It's kind of out of his mind things. I've never seen this man in my life. I don't know what his story is. It's out of his mind.
At this time, dispatch sends deputies to the scene.
Ellis Street and 12th Street. Ellis at 12th. Man with a gun. If I get a description, I'll advise.
Deputies relay that 36-year-old Wrdw barricaded himself inside a fenced-in area.
Yeah, he's refusing to come out, and I'm trying to keep a visual on him, and he's safe hiding.
More than 20 minutes go by before another man calls dispatch.
Yeah, I have a gentleman. I'm in a property that nobody could own. According to my knowledge, nobody owns it, and he's literally out here trying to tell me, "Oh, I don't belong in the property." That's not his property. It's nobody's property.
While the man doesn't identify himself to the dispatcher, deputies later believe this is Sejour on the phone because a drone is able to see the man inside the fenced-in area.
Yeah, forgive for that. I ain't got a telephone number next to my firearm.
Sejour claims a man pulled a gun on him.
He can't open the gate. He just literally pulled out a gun on me. Him and his people just pulled out a gun on me.
The dispatcher tells him to talk to the officers who were at his location on Ellis Street.
Call the FBI for me, okay? Or I will call the FBI next, okay? Are we okay on that? Ma'am, I will call the FBI if you don't back up your officers. I'm tickled. I will call the FBI and this will be a comfortable situation. 5, 4. I'm gonna go to the FBI.
What is your name?
The dispatcher asks him repeatedly for his name.
Talk to the officers that are out there to assist you, okay?
To assist you? Alright, okay. Alright, thank you.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
That's when this tone went out over the radio.
Dispatch our unit is got officer down, Ellis Street and 12th Street, Ellis Street, 12th Street.
First down, dispatch, I need to go across first month, 1018. Dispatch, give me every unit you got, we can't see it. We got an officer down, we gotta get to him. Dispatch, advise EMS, he's bleeding from the neck.
Deputies exchange gunfire and quickly try to take Sejour down to get to Deputy Mercer.
I need him to be down, we gotta get to Mercer. The doctor said to let us shot right straight down, I want him down.
Deputies eventually confirm Sejour is down and transport Deputy Mercer to AUMC.
705 dispatch, slow all units, suspects down.
Now, in that radio traffic, we found that deputies on scene asked for the SWAT team to be dispatched to that area. Séjour was noted by deputies on the scene as being barricaded back there. We've reached out to the Richmond County Sheriff's Office asking why the SWAT team was not on scene.
Just chilling moments, and you can really see the timeline unfold through those phone calls. Will, thanks for laying that out for us.
It does paint a picture of exactly what happened in what order out there. Now, some have been asking how to help Deputy Mercer and his family during what is a tough time for them.
And we did ask the Richmond County Sheriff's Office about donations. They say they're not asking for anything, but if you feel inclined to drop something off, they will donate the items to his family. But a really clear picture of what these deputies go through. They don't know what kind of call they're answering.
You never know, and whether the gun's loaded or not, and then this happens suddenly, even during that 911 call. So meanwhile, the Richmond County Sheriff's Office still trying to find Wrdw Séjour's family. He's the man who died. Séjour may have ties to Florida or New Jersey, and if you have any information, call the coroner's office to help them make that connection.
Well, the heat has been mixed values between 100 to 105. We'll see how long this July heat sticks around in just about 10 minutes.
It's a complex problem keeping businesses around the Washington Road and I-20 corridor happy and finding somewhere for people experiencing homelessness to go. During a town hall meeting last night, Sheriff Roundtree came together with people in that area to try to come up with some solutions.
Alyssa Lyons live for us right now on Washington Road. And Alyssa, you spoke with some groups with people experiencing homelessness. What do they say about his plan?
Richard and Laura, where I'm standing right now has captured everyone's attention, including the Richmond County Sheriff's Office, so much so that a new initiative would permit deputies to go onto private property and remove homeless individuals and those in the encampment. And 17 property owners have already signed up to give that permission over to the Sheriff's Office. And now those businesses and people waiting on the outside are opening up their arms for what's next. It's not a blink and you might miss it problem. It's real, it's here, and Augustans are facing it every day.
It's not just the people that you see on the streets or in the shelters.
Nicola Backer spends her time here working with deputies. They start from the ground up.
Do you have a driver's license or a state ID? Do you have a birth certificate? If not, let me show you where you can go to get that.
The Sheriff's Office will also use the aid of the Superior Court.
Yeah, the Superior Court has three courts of accountability, which is the Mental Health Court, the Drug Addiction Court, and the Veterans Court. And they're already doing those. Those are already working in Richmond County for people who created criminal cases in Superior Court. So the system is already in place.
The Salvation Army heard what the sheriff had to say and jumped on it.
I sought him out. Hey, we need to be part of this.
Now they're asking, what's next?
There is no reason for a veteran to be homeless in this town. Zero. They've got all the resources. We don't know. We are working, the Salvation Army's working to define where you send people for mental health and addiction. That's not defined in this community, at least not in a large capacity.
They can't help everybody, but they have helped 123 people this fiscal year. With this new initiative, that number could grow exponentially.
We're on track to double the number of people served, the number of nights sheltered, and the number of meals given. What that means is we have extended over our budget already.
Homelessness isn't just a box you check.
Every person has a different scenario, a different set of issues that have to be overcome, that probably place them into homelessness, that have to be addressed to get them out of homelessness.
While we know homelessness won't be fixed overnight, today city officials already working with the VA homeless coordinator to take their next steps. Nick Beelan will have more later on the sheriff's comments tonight. Until then, Alyssa Lyons on your side.
Alyssa, a complex problem, but apparently a big problem, judging by the turnout at last night's meeting with the sheriff. Thanks for the live update there from Washington Road.
Property tax assessments soaring in Richmond County, which could translate to higher taxes and less money in your wallet. We'll explain why next.
And we reached the mid to low 90s across the region this afternoon. It's going to be feeling even hotter, though, over the next couple of days. We'll have that full forecast just after the break. Weekend outlook, staying with those high temps near 94 for us here in Augusta. But by this time next week, we're talking highs in the upper 90s.
Dozens and dozens of taxpayers in Richmond County are speaking out about what they're calling frightening jumps in their property assessments. Some saying they're seeing up to 48% spikes from last year. Out of 79,000 lots assessed, 68,000 saw a price increase. So why are some seeing this large of a jump? Our Craig Allison talked to the tax assessor's office to find out.
And to see this going countywide, it's disturbing.
Steve Gardner has kept his home off of Riverwatch Parkway in the family since 2013. Although he's seen stable growth in his property's value in the past decade, once he saw it jump from about $100,000 to $151,000, he took his red marker to it.
We've never had a tax increase of this magnitude, never more than even single digits, 7, 8% any single year. And for it to go up to 42% was quite alarming.
Richmond County's tax assessor's office says that alarm bell has been going off since COVID, and in the past 2 years is now kicking in. Part of a tax assessment includes what it would cost to rebuild the property, with raw building materials like lumber and wood roller coastering in value. A competitive market for Richmond County with high sales and a low cost of living making top retirement lists. But it's also been how the office itself has looked at the homes.
In the last couple years, we've tried to do the entire county rather than just piecemealing. And so there are some areas of the county where maybe the revaluations haven't occurred in 4 or 5 years.
This has created a jump where they normally get 500 to 700 appeals a year, jumped to more than 1,000 last year. The only hope for no tax increases is a millage rate rollback. In Augusta, Craig Allison, on your side.
And the tax assessor's office says you have 45 days from when you get your assessment to appeal. And this year, the governor's office did approve a one-time property tax relief of $18,000 off of that assessed value, but you do have to apply for that, and we will put that on our website to guide you through it.
Still to come, Macon County Schools doing more to protect students, but a law enforcement shortage may be standing in the way. That story and more when News 12 at 6 o'clock continues.
And from Augusta to Charleston to Auburn and back, coming up in sports, Laney High School alum Zach Jasper tells us all about his chaotic journey through the basketball ranks.
Right. Rely on Ramjack.
School safety concerns are at an all-time high for faculty, staff, and parents. Back in 2019, South Carolina lawmakers approved funding with a goal to get a resource officer in every single school. New this year, for the first time, all North Augusta schools will have a school resource officer on campus. But as our Hallie Turner reports, a law enforcement shortage is making it hard to fill every slot elsewhere in the county.
Parents like Chastity Williams say school safety is top of mind lately.
Like back then, we didn't have half of what we have now.
Unfortunately, there are necessary steps to keep kids safe.
After 9/11, the precautions to get on the plane, all of the steps to get to the plane have changed. And same thing happened with school security.
Post-pandemic, our audit team found gun violence in schools has risen. The Center for Homeland Defense and Security shows 151 shooting incidents last year across the country. That's anything from an active shooter to a gun pulled out in class.
Everyone has that fear. I mean, even when your children are away from you.
Gaskin says school resource officers help with the fear.
Having an SRO in a school is a deterrent. So when we talk about school security, we talk about delaying threats, deterring threats.
And this year, North Augusta schools will have one officer on site in every school.
We have 5 law enforcement agencies that we partner with for SROs in our school district. This year, North Augusta could apply for the funding for an SRO in every school in their district.
Bringing comfort to parents.
You don't want to always be that parent that's like, I'm going, but to be able to know that those measures are in place makes you feel better.
Working towards the goal to have an SRO on every school campus in Aiken County.
Law enforcement are short right now. That's one of the dilemmas that we are facing, is trying to get an SRO in every school, but that is the ultimate goal.
So there's state funding along with grant money that's helping to fund these officers, but again, they have to find the officers willing to take the job.
And speaking of Aiken County, traffic cones, unpaved lots, pallets and dumpsters outside this brand new Highland Springs Middle School. This is North Augusta today. Inspectors were out there today to check to see if the school will be ready when students head back to class in less than 2 weeks. And parents are waiting to find out. We reached out to the school district to see when parents might get that information. They're telling us they'll handle this internally and did not give an update on when they might know if the school will be ready. A couple of weeks ago, the school district released a temporary plan if it's not ready. Just head to our website for a closer look at that.
On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
Their college recruitment process can be a roller coaster of emotions. For Laney High School alum Zep Jasper, it took him a while to finally make his dream of playing for a Power 5 school come true. The Laney Wildcat honed his craft for 3 seasons at the College of Charleston before transferring to Auburn. Jasper says he appreciates his time in Charleston because it was a crucial part of his development both on and off the court, helped him become a better person, and put him on a path for success he might not have been able to reach otherwise.
Charleston put me in position to be stronger, bigger, smarter, wiser, to make me have that leap to go to a Power 5 school. Without College of Charleston, I wouldn't be able to play at Auburn.
After playing under the bright lights of college basketball, Zep Jasper is giving back by helping young kids in Augusta discover their love for the game with a basketball camp taking place later on this month. The NBA Board of Governors has approved 2 new rule changes for the 2023-24 season. Flopping has been a major issue in the higher levels of basketball for some time now, and the NBA is taking action by handing out technical fouls and free throws in those situations. Plus, the association is taking after the NFL by awarding a second challenge to coaches who have their first challenge ruled successfully in their favor. That's it for sports. We'll be right back after this short break.